Welcome to Munger Vision. Today we have varsity softball action for you, looking at MSJ's Jen Trombley as they'll take on Leland and Gray for the second time this season from St. Peter's Field at PEGTV Channel 15. And we're all set to go on a cool, raw, breezy day with the threat of rain just hindering over the field. And you're looking at Jill Atwood. She's the leadoff hitter for the Leland and Gray Rebels. They're in the green uniforms, MSJ with their white tops, green bottoms, and field actually in good shape. They'll be balled 2-0 as it counts. We're just underway, scheduled for 7. And again, a ton of softball action still down the road for you as we have Otter Valley and Bellows Falls still to come. And it's going to be a fall ball MSJ West Rutland in their second matchup of the year. And some more MSJ baseball action. And then, of course, on June 19th, American Legion Post 31 baseball action back on Munger Vision on PEGTV. And Jen Trombley will get the outside corner, call a strike. They're leaving the count up. I believe 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yep, as I check with the umpire. On deck, Robbie Miner, followed by Devin Cook. Getting a very good stroke to left field. Going and over the head of the fielder as she will turn first, and she's going to get at least just second base. What happens is out there's some tall grass. I don't know if I can get a good picture of it. You can see in front of the fence there's like a huge ton of weeds, and the ground rules are if the ball rolls into there, that's an automatic ground rule double. So a big hit pulled to left field over Ida LaPlaca's head, and that's what we've got in the first inning. The first hitter is up with a double. Now Robbie Miner, the shortstop, Devin Cook's on deck. And if they get the cleanup spot, that'll be the pitcher, Rachel Urado. So runner on second with nobody down, and that'll be called a strike. Defensively, you have Melanie O'Rourke down at third base. Danielle Comstock's your shortstop. Krista Gowet's at second, and Lacey Gilligan is at first base. Dominique Mercier behind the plate, and that's got a chance to drop in, and LaPlaca will have no chance to get the runner at home base. There's the first run of the game, and a double by Miner on a rope hit to left field, so they're able to get around. Good patience, staying back on those slow pitches, and able to pull them. So back-to-back doubles, and now Devin Cook up to center fielder. Runner at second, 1 run in, and nobody down yet. Again, it rained pretty good yesterday. That's going to be a base hit. Drops right in front of the center fielder, and they're going to send the ball home, miss the cutoff, and the runner will stay at first base. And it's little things like that that the Mounties really have to work on, which is bring the ball into cutoff so the trail runner won't catch up to second base on that. So 3 hits, 2 doubles, and a single, and now Rachel Urado up, the pitcher, in her 4th and final year. She's been a varsity starter all 4 years for Leland and Gray. Tammy Clausen is the head coach at Leland and Gray down there flashing signs from third base. First and third, good chance to always send the runner down, and they'll concede the stolen base. I always have mixed emotions on that. She'll let your catcher be a catcher and at least make the attempt to throw down and get the out. So second and third, 1-0. Leland and Gray coming in, and that's going to be a good stop. Good stop back there by Dominique Mercier. So Trombley's been around the strike zone. That's because they've been able to get the bat on the ball. And the junior will get that right off the end of the bat of Urado. Olivia Miller is the on-deck hitter. She'll be the shortstop for, actually she'll be the left fielder for Leland and Gray. There is a slight breeze blowing. It shouldn't affect play, though, today. Field's relatively dry, considering the weather we've had the last 48 hours. And, oh, yeah, that was there. Right at the knee for a strike. So Trombley looking for that elusive first out of the inning. Mercier sets the target up on the inside part of the plate, and that's playable. They're talking, and O'Rourke will make the catch. A little bit of an adventure there, but she'll get the ball in the glove for the catch for the out. She's always the most shocked-looking person on the field after she makes a play, and that's always kind of funny because she's made some dandy plays this year. That's the first out, and the big part is the runner is unable to move up on that. So 1 down, 1 in, and Olivia Miller up. And right there, nice location, low and outside. Getting the battery is Trombley and Mercier. I believe Mercier is a freshman. Trombley's a junior. That's toward the hole. Comstock with a great backhand play to first, and going to not get the runner at first, but probably save the second run from coming in with that play. And Comstock's made some huge plays this year at shortstop, just like that. Very athletic, good range. But Miner will score from second. Runner Cook goes to third, and Miller will be at first base. And Aubrey, oh, there's always one name that kills me. I got to work on this one before I get to it. There's a ball. Perisapolo, that's what the coach told me. Perisapolo up. Aubrey Perisapolo is the third base person. And that's going to be fair, and that's going to probably get in that tall grass. Yeah, now it's going to be another ground rule double. There, good sportsmanship by Mercier, as I believe she fell over home base. Or the stripe for the batter's box, but she's okay. So Cook will score, Miller will score. She had quite a ride to get there, but that's going to be the third double of the first inning. And now Austin Rezick up. So Rezick becomes the seventh batter here to come to the plate in the first inning. And that pitch tad low for a ball. And it's easy to set the target up as the catcher, but it's harder to hit it as the pitcher. But that last pitch is about where Trombley wants to keep the slower pitches, and that's on that outside corner so they can't get around and pull the ball to left field. But they've made good contact, the Rebels have, and they've got that 4-run lead right now. And that'll be a good stop behind the dish by Mercier. Again, MSJ's been a very scrappy team this year. And that's going to be backhanded by Trombley. She's got a long throw, sets herself, and she'll get her out. Play at third, and that's going to roll. Will go out of play. Nope, LaPlaca will pick it up, and the run will come in. It'll be the fourth run of the inning. As they had they tried to get that play at first base, but a good job by Trombley to get that strong throw to first, get the second out. Now Becca Bizon up, the second baseman. And that will be just a little bit high. Right idea, she went outside with it, but just high. That outfield's put a little bit more of a shift on toward the third baseline now, later here in this first inning, and it'll be a foul ball. But I'll tell you one thing about Leland and Gray, they're got quick hands through the strike zone right now. Again, this is the top of the first, 5-0. Leland and Gray, they're getting their first swings here, and they've been able to take advantage of some good hitting. Getting to Rourke at third, Comstock is short, Galwet is at second, Gilligan first, Mercier behind the dish, Trombley in the circle, and that's too far outside for a ball. And we'll start with left field. Ida LaPlaca, Heather Arnado's in center, and Dana Bizon is in right. And MSJ with just one more home game, that's going to be a walk. That'll be the first walk issued of this ball game by Trombley. And I'll bring up the 9th batter today in this first inning as they've hit around. That's going to be Gabby Wilhite out there, the right fielder. So Wilhite for a runner at first, and that's going to be a strike. It'll get past Mercier, and it'll be runner going down to second base. That's the second stolen base of this inning. And really no need to steal a lot of bases as they've been able to make good contact and move the runners along that way. And good idea, yeah. They snapped the throw down from pitcher to second baseman, from Trombley to Galwet, and trying to catch the runner a little bit sleeping there. And that's going to be a swing and a miss on strike 3. They'll throw to third, and whoa, nice job by O'Rourke to go up and get that one. And we'll come around to the top of the order. Atwood, she had a double. So Trombley with the strikeout, and then the error, and then the runner goes down to first. And Atwood doubled and scored this inning already, and that's going to be high for a ball. And again, they'll concede the second base steal. And it's 5-0. Rebels with the lead and 2 more RBI sitting out there in scoring position. Oh, she got a chance at this one. Nope. That's going to roll into, that should allow the runner to score, yeah. That'll be the second double of this inning. So 2 doubles this inning for Atwood. I believe that's the 4th double of the inning also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes to 7-0, Leland and Gray, and they retrieve the ball. And again, they got out there and got that ball out in a tall, dead grass, and that's in the ground rule double. Now Miner up. She also had a double and scored in this inning. And that one's a strike. So Trombley will be up in the count, 0-1 right now. There are 2 outs. MSJ waiting to get their first at bats here of the afternoon. And boy, brought it up and out, elevated it out of the strike zone and outside. And of course, Robbie Miner, extremely familiar name. Miner has many good athletes. Her sister was an outstanding multiple sport athlete like Robbie is. Saw her in soccer season, saw her in basketball season. Here she is on the softball diamond. A little bit too far outside. That'll be a ball, and Trombley will get set on the rubber in the circle and the runner down at second base. And that could be the 3rd out. No, it's going to be out from Comstock's glove. She's going to have a play at home. Here comes the throw, and Mercier going to be safe. Yeah. Good aggressive coaching down there at third base by Coach Claussens as she sent the runner, didn't really play it safe, and Atwood will score the 8th run of the inning. Miner will end up at second base as she did a good job of paying attention to what was happening in front of her, and when the throw came home, she went to second. And that'll be a ball, and this is going to be Devin Cook. She singled, drove in a run, stole a base, and scored a run, so she's going to have a pretty good-looking stats here at 1 inning of play. And she went outside after that one. It'll be a swinging strike. So 8 runs for Leland and Gray, and that's what you want to do if you're the road team. Get out, get hot, get early, and get things happening, and they've done that. And 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Yeah, and they've shifted the left fielder, LaPlaca, more toward third base now, even more dramatic than they had earlier, and that's going to be a foul ball strike. And Rachel Urato will await on deck, as they've made me extend my book, my columns, my scorebook already. Oh, that was a good pitch. That was a fister foul, and this will be the 12th batter to come to the plate here for Leland and Gray. The Rebels in the green tops with that 8-run lead. And they'll be too far outside. And full count. That's what I was waiting to see from the umpire. 3-2 the count. And Trombley will be just a little bit outside. Now it'll be a ball, it'll be a walk, and I'll send Cook, number 10, down to first base. Now Rachel Urato up. She popped up to O'Rourke at third base for what was the first out of the inning. And again, in my opinion, you just can never score enough runs. I've seen teams get up double digits before the mercy rule would kick in, and before you know it, before the game's over, it's 2 or 3 run ball games. So yep, play aggressive, play hard, every inning, every at bat, and that's what Leland Gray is doing right now. And they'll be outside for a ball. Now I have seen Lacey Gilligan, who's playing first base right now, throw warm-up pitches. So I don't know if she would come in if they needed her. And I know that Heather Arnotto has pitched this year, so not that Trombley won't work deep into the ball game, just in case. And that'll be fouled off. Again, I've lost track. We've got to be around a 32 or 33 pitch mark right now for Trombley. Trombley will look in, and the pitch coming, gonna be outside. So it's 8-0, Leland and Gray. As Trombley will wind up, bring it in, and that will be fouled off. So will be recovered by Coach Claussens down there and get the ball into Trombley. That's still down at second base for Robbie Miner, and Devin Cook is at first. And boy, getting that third elusive out here. And boy, that could be a gapper. That's going to roll. That should be another double. No, never made the tall grass, so they're able to round. 9th run comes in. Here comes the 10th run, and she'll be safe. So it'll be 10-0 now. And I got to go back and count the amount of doubles. This has been the most doubles I've ever seen hit in a single ball game in one inning. As that was Jurado right there that got her first hit of the inning. It was a double, and I'll bring up Olivia Miller. She had a single her first time up as it goes 10-0 Leland and Gray, and I don't know if they're having a change in the batting order already. As Miller due up, she singled and drove in a run and scored a run already in this inning. As it's turned into this would be the 14th batter to come to the plate. And I'm just waiting to see the jersey. No, that's Olivia Miller out there, so not really sure unless they brought a courtesy runner. And I think that's what it is. Yeah, if I would have paid attention. They brought a courtesy runner in for the pitcher, Jurado. And that's what the bookwork was being done, and coach doing her coaching. And oh, Tammy, good coach. Does a good job. I missed the game here last year, so I didn't get to see Coach Clausen's last year, but always does a fine job with the teams, and that could beat Arnado. That could be it, and no, it's going to go over her head, and run number 11 coming in. That'll be another double as it hits the tall grass, and Leland and Gray just got their hitting shoes on here today. No bust legs at all as the 11th run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs here in this first inning. And that will be Perisapolo up now. Aubrey Perisapolo awaits her pitch and got a little ahead of that one. Swinging strike. And O'Rourke's at third base defensively. Comstock at short. Galwet at second. And Gilligan at first base. It's Mercier behind the plate. Trombley in the circle. That'll be a nice stop behind the plate by Mercier as she slid out to her right to make sure the ball didn't get by her and let the runner move up a base. LaPlaca, Arnado, and Bees on the outfield for MSJ. And that's going to be Comstock to first. That's the inning. And MSJ with some work cut out as they come up to the bottom half of the first, down quite a bit. And you're looking at the starting pitcher today, Rachel Jurado, and I was talking to Coach Clausen before the softball game today, and I said, that can't be the same kid from many years ago when I, been down here covering this forever down at MSJ. And she goes, it is. She's a senior this year. And she's got some good-looking warm-up pitches. Last snap on the ball, some good movement. See those laces spinning around, and that's going to be broke outside a little bit too far. Melanie O'Rourke will be the leadoff hitter for MSJ. And again, they're down 11 runs in the bottom of the first, so you really can't come to the plate with the mindset, okay, we'll need 11 runs, sense of urgency, all this and that. You just want to start getting chip away. Get a couple runs here, maybe 3, and then get some better defensive inning in the next top of the second. But got to take a small picture. You can't look and say, oh my God, I need to make up everything right here, right now. Good location by Jurado. At the knee with some juice on it for a strike. 2 to the count to O'Rourke with Comstock, the on-deck hitter. And she elevated the pitch. That's going to be down to first base. Race to first, and they will get her. Rourke able to get down the line, but they'll nip her on that ground out. Comstock, then Mercier and Trombley will hit in the cleanup spot. So the shortstop, Danielle Comstock, up with 1 down, nobody on base. And Jurado will be just a little low. Boy, she's got some nice movement on her pitch from right here behind home base where I shoot from, video from. You can really see the movement on the ball. And that'll be a strike. I should set the defense for you in case this thing's over real quick in the first inning. Rachel Jurado's obviously the pitcher. Steen Rezick is the catcher. Jill Atwood is at first. And that's got a chance to fall in the gap. It will, and it's going to roll, and Comstock's going to get at least 2, and they're going to send her to third base, and I think she'll be in there standing up with a triple. She went to the right center field gap and ends up with a triple for MSJ as their first hit of the day. And I'll bring up the catcher, Dominique Mercier.
Go, Dom.
Again, that's what they got to do. You generate a couple runs, 3 runs. Don't go out there with the mindset that you're going to need 11, get 11 in 1 inning. Paris Apollo's at third base and on the grass. They show bunt, and she got that. That was wicked. That was so fast, I couldn't even catch it. Whoa. So Mercier will pop out to the catcher, who's Austin Rezick, in what was a fabulous play. Jill Atwood's at first base defensively. Becca Bison is at, actually, I think it's Bison. The coach told me, and like I went blank now, because MSJ has a young lady, Dana, who pronounces her name Bison, but it's spelled the same way. Robbie Minor's a shortstop. Aubrey Paris Apollo's at third. Olivia Miller's in left. Devin Cook is in center, and Gabby Wilhite is in right, and that's a swinging strike by Trombley. So there's 2 down and a runner at third, and that's Comstock, who had the triple to the right center field gap with Galwet on deck. And Urato will just missed by a whisker. That was a pitcher's pitch, though, right there. I'll tell you, that's good discipline by Trombley not to go after that. She brought it just off the corner. That's just where the catcher, Rezick, will set up again outside, and oh my goodness, that's close. I'll tell you, 2-2 count. Those are tough 2-strike pitches to take right there. I bet you if she puts it right there again, she'll get rung up. Change the pace on the ball, and a good job by Rezick to knock the ball down, not let it get that far away from her. Now it should be a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Don't change your volume. It's 11-0. Leland and Gray were in the first inning. And again, I'll go through the mercy rule. Oh, got her. So that'll be a strikeout, and that'll be the inning. MSJ will strand 1. We'll go to the second. 11-0. Leland and Gray. So Trombley's going to be looking at the 7, 8, 9 batters in the order. She's going to be looking at the catcher Rezick, then Bison, and then Wilhite due up for Leland and Gray. Being coached by Tammy Clausen. And actually, that's a nice ride down to Leland and Gray. If you ever get a Sunday afternoon and want to see a little Vermont countryside. And I'll be to the backstop gathered in by Mercier, and I should do the defense while there's a slight break in the action. I've already mentioned Dominique Mercier is behind the dish. Trombley's in the circle. Gilligan's at first. That's Galwet at second. That's a strike called. Shortstop is Comstock. O'Rourke to her right is at third base. LaPlaca is the left fielder. Arenado's in center field, and Bison is in right. A ton of doubles, and I mean a ton of doubles, hit here by Leland and Gray in this ball game. And that could be Arenado with the catch, and she'll make the grab in center field, so they will get the leadoff batter out on a line drive to center field. Now Becca Bison up, and she walked, stole the base, and eventually scored in that first inning. MSJ, like I said, just concentrate at 1 hitter at a time here. Get out of the inning with as minimal amount of damage as you can done against you. I'll tell you too, as far as that first inning, Leland and Gray hit pitches that were low, pitches that were high, pitches that were outside, and 2 fly balls to Arenado in center field, and she'll make the grab on both of them. And there's quickly 2 down now, and Gabby Wilhite up. She swung and missed. She was struck out, but the ball got away from the catcher on a 3rd strike, and she was able to make it to first base, and she eventually came around to score. The other thing too, if you've ever played a sport, baseball or softball, it's hard to, you're on the road, you get here, you're fired up, you got, your opponent's out there, and then you score 11 runs by hitting the ball. It wasn't like you got a ton of walks or hit batter. You hit the ball, you hit the heck out of it. It's hard to keep that intensity up the next time at bat. That's Comstock. She'll scoop, she'll fire, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for MSJ. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 11-zip, Leland and Gray. Urato getting set to go to work here in her second inning of work. Will face Krista Galwet, Maria Zulo, and Lacey Gilligan. I'll do up here for the Mounties. They had a runner as far as third base in the bottom of the first, but couldn't get that run across, and there's a strike called. Again, Urato with good control, zip on the ball, a lot of experience. Got a pretty good defense behind her too. We'll watch that pitch come right in there for strike 2, and And you can hear that glove pop of the catcher Rezick out there. And I'll do the defense for you for Leland and Gray in just 1 second here, probably after this pitch, regardless of what happens with it. Target's outside, pitch comes, and been a little bit too far outside for Jill Atwood's at first base. Becca Bison's at second. Robbie Miner is at shortstop. Aubrey Persipalo is at third. I already mentioned Rezick's behind the plate, and that could be playable. Yeah, it's going to be at first base and the catch and the out. It's got contact on the ball, but just caught by the first base person, Atwood. Now Maria Zullo, who's the DP today, she'll step in. I believe she's the only left-handed hitter for MSJ on the entire roster, even for the substitute player who's not in the lineup right now. And that will sail high and outside for a ball. And the outfield has Wilhite, Cook, and Miller out there for the Rebels. They have the dark green jerseys on, and that's going to be outplayed for a strike. Yeah, that'll be over on Mr. Parker's lawn here at MSJ St. Peter's Field. And we'll make it an even count of 1 ball, 1 strike. So Zullo waits the pitch from Urano and into the windup, and going to come in high. Caught the plate but high, and good job of laying off that pitch. And I'll go to 2 balls, 1 strike. The outfield playing relatively shallow, but straight up actually for the left-handed hitting Zullo. And it's a great pitch. And that was just location. It was great on that knee-high outside. Again, had some pop on it. Down at third base, they have Parapasalo, even with the grass. It's going to be fouled off, and that wakes people up in the MSJ dugout. And it's a good job right there, 2 strikes to foul that pitch off. And Urano was very efficient in her first inning of work. The Mounties defensively come up at a 1-2-3, top of the second. And got her looking, and that'll be the second strikeout of the ball game. And now Lacey Gilligan up, the first baseman for MSJ. And Gilligan looking down and getting the sign from the third base coach, head coach. And Gilligan all set, and that was low outside. Gilligan's the type of player, she can just get the bat on the ball, make contact. She's got the speed to leg out an infield hit here. And there's a big gap in the left center field, and that'll be a strike. 1-1 to count. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the second. The Rebels defensively out in the field, scoring 11 runs with 6 doubles, 6 legitimate doubles in the top of the first. Going along with some singles and just missed. So that tickled the corner, but didn't get the call, and that'll be a ball. I like the way Urano will step out and kind of get composed between each pitch. Great pitch. That had so much, I mean, I'm not directly behind the catcher, so you couldn't see that. That thing had so much bend on it. It was pretty to watch, I'll tell you that. So Gilligan laid off a borderline 2-strike pitch, and we'll work it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and again, you gotta be defensive with 2 strikes on you with that bat in your hand. And boy, I tell you, a couple of close ones, and she'll get the walk with 2 down. She'll be at first base. Now we'll bring up Ida LaPlaca. Her first at bat today, the left fielder for MSJ. She's a senior. And Gilligan down at first base, a junior. And she's got a good set of wheels on her. See if they'll try to get anything started offensively with sending the runner.
Come on, Ida.
No, she'll stay close to first. And watching Rezick in the warm-ups to catch her in between where she throws down, she has a very strong and accurate arm. And as far as the third baseman down there, Parapasalo, I'm going to have trouble with that all day. She's in tight on the grass, as you can see, and Gilligan again staying down at first base. The first baseman, Atwood, is just about a step off the infield grass. And the pitch is going to be toward the middle of the field, picked up. They'll flip to second. That's the inning, so we'll go to the third with Leland and Gray in control. She's looking off the leadoff hitter here for the inning. Actually, the leadoff hitter in the lineup. As we go to the top of the third, it'll be Jill Atwood, Robbie Miner, and Devin Cook due up with the pitcher Urado batting in the 4 spot for Leland and Gray. MSJ rebounding from an 11-run first inning to have a 1-2-3 defensive inning in the second. We're in the third, and MSJ with that same defensive alignment out there. The battery of Trombley, who's in a circle, and then Mercier is behind the plate, and that pitch is going to be fouled down the third baseline. O'Rourke, Melanie O'Rourke Jr. is at third base. Junior Danielle Comstock is at shortstop, and I believe Krista Gowette's a senior, and then Lacey Gilligan's a junior at first base. Dana Bizon's a junior. She's in right field. Senior Heather Arnado's in center, and senior Ida LaPlaca's in left. That's O'Rourke. She'll stay down on the play. Nice job of scooping, throwing, and got her. There's a dramatic pause, and then the call. So O'Rourke playing deep at the corner. So she'll ground out 5-3 on a close play. Now Robbie Miner up. She's had a double and then reached on an error and scored twice. And she's going to have another good hit right there. And that should, yeah, it's going to become a double as it rolls into the tall grass. And Miner stinging the ball today, doing a good job of hitting. And she's got a double and a single now for hits here in the third inning. Now bring on Devin Cook, who had a single, an RBI, stole a base, scored 2 runs, and also walked, and that was just the first inning alone. So they've been busy here, the Rebels have. And they have 1 down, 1 on. And Trombley into the windup, and O'Rourke at third place, an extremely deep corner for softball. Well, most of your third base at any level, any division I see in softball, at least on the edge of the grass, she plays very deep down at third and makes her throws a lot longer to get to first. And that pitch a ball. So they retired Atwood to get the first out, and then Miner with a double, and that pitch will be outside for a ball, and Trombley with a couple walks already today in the ball game. We're in the third, scheduled for 7. That's up in the air right now. And that's a gapper. Oh, that's going to roll forever. Yeah, and they're going to at least get the 1 run. And that's Arnado. And, oh, they got to play at third base. And she's going to be gone. Oh, what a relay throw. Arnado hustled to the ball. And I believe it was Comstock who made the throw to third base. So I'm going to give her a double. And then she was thrown out, trying to stretch it out. That went 8-6-5. And now Urado up. She popped out to third base and doubled and scored. And that was in the first inning. And she's been pitching well. Urado has. And that's just going to hit and kick, fall in front of the bag. But she got around and pulled that and stung it. So 12-0 now. It's an even dozen for the lead. 11 in the first for Leland and Gray. Runs, that is. And 1 here in the third. And there are 2 down and nobody on base. Miller's on deck in case Urado can extend the inning. And that's going to be past O'Rourke. Now see, if she's in on the edge of the grass, she would have caught that on the line. Here comes the runner to second, and she's going to be safe. Yeah, had to wait for the call because it was a close play, but she will be safe. As there's some discussion on the run, I think she was looking for courtesy runner. Oh, I missed the jersey number. Okay. I believe that's Chauncey Jones that came into second base for the courtesy runner for Leland and Gray. Coach Clausen down there getting her some signs, getting set, and now scoop, hit the dirt, be knocked down by Mercier with her bare hand, and nobody will advance on the play. Now Miller had a single and a double in the first inning and scored a run. And now coming high for a ball. And they'll throw down the second, the runner standing on the bag. But just going back to positioning, if O'Rourke's in on the edge of the grass, she makes the catch on the line, and that's going to go and be over the head of LaPlaca, and that's going to roll into the tall grass for another double. Another run will come in, and that'll be double number 9 today. That'll drive in the second run of the inning. And it will bring up the third base person, Perisapolo. Aubrey Perisapolo comes up second. She had a double and scored and grounded out the shortstop, Comstock. If she gets her third look here in the third inning at Jen Trombley. Yeah, that one came in low and short and called for a ball. There are 2 outs, 2 runs in. And the mercy rule is the trailing team has to have their at least 5 at bats, which means, like, say, if MSJ falls by 15 runs and they bat in the bottom of the 5th and they can't make the lead below 15 runs, that's a strike, throw out a second runner safe, then that would be the mercy rule. Hypothetically, if Leland and Gray was down to 15 runs, they'd get the bat in the top of the 5th, and then that would be the MSJ wouldn't have to come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. But that was a strike call. So 2 strikes here on Perisapolo. And she went outside, and yep, she'll tag her, and that's the inning. They'll pick up a couple. It'll be 13-0 Leland and Gray as we go into the bottom of the 3rd. It's Heather Arnado coming up to the plate for the first time today, the center fielder. And Rachel Urano out there in the circles, pitched very well here. She has a couple strikeouts, starts off with a strike. She's going to be looking at Arnado, then the top of the order, and they'll come back around to O'Rourke and Comstock. Now he's had a runner in scoring position each of the first 2 innings. And she'll skip back out of the way. That pitch got away from Urano all the way to the backstop. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, scheduled for 7, 13-0 Leland and Gray with the lead. You're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV. Varsity softball action. Still got some more Otter Valley, Mill River, and West Rutland softball for you, along with MSJ varsity baseball. I think I do have another JV game for MSJ baseball. And then, of course, on June 19th, American Legion Post 31 baseball action starts. That's a 5:30 start time on the 19th. And that's against Granville, New York, Post 323. That's a non-league game, but that will get Legion season underway. And, of course, I'll be there. Good quick bat by her now. She's choked up a little bit more on the handle of the bat, and that's just going to be a foul ball. Pitch came up high inside, and she was able to fight it off and sting it foul. And with those 2 strikes, you want to make contact like that. Defensively, Arnado's made a couple putouts today out in center field. And she was part of that relay team that threw the runner out trying to stretch the double into the triple. Whoa. Tell you what. Christmas just came early right there on that. That'll be a ball. And I'm sure she hits that same spot this time. They'll ring her up. That's going to be a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. That'll be a block. So Arnado will be at first base with good speed for O'Rourke, who grounded out her first time up. Got Comstock on deck, and again, MSJ just need to get a 1, 2, 3 runs here. Just kind of get their balance back. That 11-run first inning really is like, you know, a boxer with a knockout punch. That's hard to recover from. That's a slow roller to second. There's 1 play to first, and no, they'll throw it away. See Arnado on a trail will look, and she wants to know if she'll get home base because the ball, I believe, did go out of play. See, they're saying 2 bases, but she already had second base established. Okay. The way I interpret that is that she already was at second. She should have gone third to home. But it's irrelevant what I think. So 2 on for Comstock, who had a triple her first time up. And she hit the ball very well to the right center field gap. And she'll take that one for a strike on the corner. So MSJ with another good chance here with nobody down 2 on to break into the scoring column. And at the portion of their order where they've got their hitters. It'll be high and outside for a ball. Good eye by Comstock. Again, Atwood's at first base defensively. Bison is at second base defensively. Miner's at shortstop. Perisapolo is at third. Rezic is behind the plate. Urado in the circle. Nice pitch right there. Turned her hand over on that. Really got some breaking action to the outside part of the plate. Miller, Cook, and Wilhite are the outfielders for Leland and Gray. Well, you know, like I say, comeback's got to start somewhere, and why not right here? Yeah, again, with 2 strikes, that's what you want to do. Make contact, stay alive, get the bat on the ball. The on-deck hitter is Dominique Mercier, the catcher for MSJ. So we wait for the catcher, Rezick, get her gear back on, set up. She wants that outside corner. You can see the target out there, and the wind up, the pitch. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And that is strike 3. So that's the first out, and they retire Comstock, and that will bring up Mercier, who popped out to the catcher her first time up. Rezick making a nice play on a bunt attempt that was above the shoulder, came down, she made the catch. So Urado with a strikeout, at least 1 strikeout per inning, up to 3 strikeouts now in the game. And that's right there for a strike. Mercier nodding her head, but there was no doubt about it. That was down the pipe for a strike. They had runners at second and third with nobody out. They have runners at second and third with 1 down, and that's going to be great catch. They're going to have a double play. Oh, she held up, and yeah, that's not a tag play. She's out. Double play will end the inning. Great job by Atwood at first base on the diving attempt. And then the throw back to third, and it'll stay 13-0, Leland and Gray. Asling played it in that last inning, and Rezick up now, the catcher, number 14, and she'll take a strike from Trombley. It's Rezick, Bison, and Wilhite due up here for Leland and Gray. So they had 11 runs in that first inning. They were held scoreless in the second. They had picked up a couple runs in the third. We're here in the top of the 4th. And Rezick 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out the pitcher and flied out to center field. And that's off the end of the bat, foul. There was just a very brief discussion at the end of the last inning on that double play from the head coach of MSJ, but it's not a tag play. All she had to do is have her foot on the bag, and that's what she did. That's going to be pulled foul for a strike down the third baseline. Again, Leland, both teams wearing green today, but MSJ with the white tops trimmed out in green, and Leland and Gray with the green tops trimmed out in white. And the Rebels behind some superb pitching and defense, and that's going to be a good job of skipping out of the way, not getting hit by the pitch from Trombley. And just one more time, in case you forgot, I'll give you the defense for the Mounties after this pitch from Trombley comes in. I don't see any changes in it, but I will read it to you one more time. We'll start with the catcher, Mercier, Dominique Mercier behind the plate. Jen Trombley's out on the pitching position. Lacey Gilligan's at first, Krista Gowette's at second, Danielle Comstock's at short, that's a ball. Ball 4, actually, and then Melanie O'Rourke is down at third. So that'll be the first time on base today for Rezick, and I'll bring up Becca Bison. She walked and scored in the first inning, and then she flied out to center field herself. Wilhite is on deck for Leland and Gray. Throw down to first, yeah. I think I left off with the outfield. Yeah, I got Dana Bizon is in right field. Center fielder is Heather Arnado. There's a huge gap in right center field. And Ida LaPlaca's in left field. But everything's basically been airmailed to left field like that. And LaPlaca coming in will cut the ball off. Runner going to third base, and she's going to be in safe. And she's going to just get back. An exciting moment there. You see Coach Clarkson on her knees telling her to get back. And she's safe, and the coach will survive. She's going to be okay. That does get you kind of blood pumping there when you're coaching third base and somebody just takes that kind of aggressive turn. So second and third now. That'll bring up Wilhite. She struck out but reached on the drop third strike in the first inning and scored, and then grounded out the shortstop Comstock. So in the 4th inning, that's a strike. Leland and Gray threatening again. Again, 11 runs in the first. They were shut down in the second and 2 runs in the third. Mercer really got to get to 15, and you got to let the team behind get at least their 5th inning, or the 5 full innings at bat. And that will be a strike as they throw a new ball into Trombley. And, you know, a couple ways to look at this. Trombley is learning the position, learning how to pitch. She's not issued a lot of walks, giving up a lot of hits, but that means she's been around the strike zone. That's going to be O'Rourke. She should go to first. She'll pick it up and get the out at first. There goes the runner to third, and I think they got her. They got her! Oh, what a grab and tag by O'Rourke. Oh, yeah, it was a great throw from Gilligan over to first as they get a double play. So Gilligan to O'Rourke. Rezick did score on that, but then it goes, that goes 5-3-5 on the double play. And I got a new number here I got to catch a hold of. And maybe I want time. That's going to drop in for a foul ball strike. Oh, it's Atwood. She's batting from the left side, so it screwed me up. Okay. So top the order, Atwood up. Now Atwood had that great diving play defensively that started the double play for Leland and Gray at the bottom of the last inning. So each team with a double play here. Actually, MSJ's had a couple because remember they threw the runner, they got the runner trying to go around, extend that around to a triple. That's Galwet to first and got it. So Gilligan involved right there's a nice stretch, and she started the double play, and they'll pick up just one run and some good plays by the Mounties out in the field. So Leland and Gray's Rachel Urado pitching a shutout right now. She'll go to the fourth inning, face Jen Trombley. Again, MSJ, that's contact. That's going to be center fielder, and she'll make the grab out there in center field. So she tracked the ball, and that's Devin Cook made the catch, and that will be Jen Trombley flying out to the center fielder for the first out. Now, Krista Galwet up. She popped out to first base, her only time at the plate. And again, I really think what set the tone was obviously stating the obvious was that first inning when they got 11 runs, Leland Gray did. That'll be a 1-3 ground out and 2 down very quickly here for the Mounties. And Zulu up, she struck out back in the second. Again, she's the only left-handed hitter on that MSJ roster this year. And in even with the grass down at third base. And coming in, making a catch, and a quick inning for Urado and the Rebels as 3 up, 3 down. We'll go into the fifth. It's Robbie Miner you're looking at. She'll be leading things off here for Leland and Gray. She's had a double, she's reached on air, and she's had another. She had 2 doubles, scored 3 runs, and has been hitting the ball very well. As we've made it to the top of the fifth, 14-0. Leland and Gray with the lead. If MSJ can, just past the shortstop, and another hit for Miner, and she's going to stretch it out into another double. She'll have 3 doubles today. Again, that ball was just put on a laser beam out there. Now Devin Cook up. She singled, walked, and doubled. She scored 2 runs. Driven in run. And she got an RBI sitting down there at the second base, and the pitch coming in will be a floater. He'll go outside and high for a ball. Now, hypothetically, if Leland and Gray scores a run here, gets to 15, and MSJ comes to bat and doesn't score any runs, that would be the mercy rule. That'd be the ball game. It would be an abbreviated version, and I'd get home, cook supper, and watch Law and Order on time tonight. It shows you how much I got to do. Swing and a miss, and then Mercy are able to block the ball and keep the ball in front of her, and the runner stays down at second base. Again, Trombley's gone the distance today. She's gone into the 5th inning, and that'll be a wild pitch, and it'll get past the catcher this time, and Miner will go down to third base this time. So I'll put a runner at third with nobody down. And I forgot to tell you, this is Devin Cook at the plate, so. Yeah, that fell off, and that should be ball 4. And then she just checked with the umpire, and that will be a walk. And it hasn't been the walks today it's gotten Trombley. It's been authentic, real base hits. And now Rachel Urado up. She's got 2 doubles, scored 2 runs, driven in a couple. Now she'll take that look down to Coach Clausen, get the sign. Shows bunt, and we'll jump back out of the way, and that's going to allow the runner to come home. Yep, she'll score on that wild pitch. So a double and a couple wild pitches, and that'll allow Miner to come around to score. And there's going to be a break in the action as they have Mercier fixing her leg strap, and also the umpire doing a little dusting off a home base. Also, the trail runner, Cook, went to second base on that play right there. So right now, Leland and Gray on the verge of having a longer bus ride to get here than what the game will last. Again, every team has a turning point, and when you watch Leland and Gray today, excellent pitching, good defense, they're making contact. You know, it could be the thing that ignites their season. That's O'Rourke with the grab, and she went up and got it right off the top of the glove. And O'Rourke's made a couple big plays today. She's been involved in helping out on a double play. So that's a big out. That's the first out of the inning on that hard line drive to O'Rourke. Olivia Miller up. There's Von Jesse Iris as the camera, as the sun's gone in. So still, runner at second base, and they're very fortunate they can get doubled up. And that's Arnado coming in, looking for her 3rd put out, and she will get it. So 2 down for Leland and Gray. Arnado very solid out there in center field defensively for MSJ. Perisapolo up now. Aubrey Perisapolo, the 3rd baseman, up. 2 outs. Runner at second, 1 run in. 15-0 Leland and Gray, and that will be a ball, and that'll be to the backstop. And Mercier will chase it down, but not until the runner advances down to 3rd base. And of course, that's Devin Cook, the runner at 3rd base. So we're all set, everybody back in place, and that pitch is going to be hit to Comstock. She'll stay down on the ball, make the throw, and get the out. So the Mounties need a run in the bottom of the 5th to keep the game going. So Rachel Urado, what could be her final inning of work here, as Leland Gray's got into a 15-0 lead. We're at the bottom of the 5th. Lacey Gilligan will be at the plate for MSJ, the first baseman, a junior. And she'll dig in, get set, and the pitch will come in, and that will be called a strike at the knee for an 0-1 count. Now Gilligan's only been up 1 time, and she walked. She eventually was forced out at second base, and that's going to be low for a ball. Caught the plate below, and it'll be a 1-1 count now.
The one you want, Lacey.
In Leland and Gray, you look at all the components in place and how they played today, are a team that would be one of those teams that you'd say, I really don't want to start off my playoff season against them. All he needs a hot pitcher to find a groove and get into a rhythm going in the playoffs, and it's just like getting a hot goalie in hockey. They can take you a long way. That's the second base, staying down on the ball's Bison. She'll throw to first to Atwood, and there's 1 out on that 4-3 ground out. And there has been 3 strikeouts today recorded by Urado. She had 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. She had a 1-2-3 fourth, but didn't register a strikeout. And she's got 1 down here in the 5th for Leland and Gray. This is Ida LaPlaca up, the left fielder, who's been very busy today out there chasing down balls that have been hit to her. And the wind-up delivery, and going to be a little bit high for a ball. LaPlaca hit into that force out, her only time up. It was a ball hit up the middle, looked like it was going to be a base hit, and then Miner at short made a nice play on it. And that's put into play, and boy, they got a call for it, and they do good communications. Best part of that play was the 2 players talking to each other out there. Was Wilhite talking to Bison, and so MSJ now with Heather Arnado up. She walked. One of the few times that Urado had a control problem, and it was a close sequence of pitches too that easily could have been a strikeout. And there's a strike, and I think I've got the Mercier rule down after all these years. If she If MSJ goes out without scoring, that would have been 5 innings, 15 runs. And that'll be called a strike on that outside corner. Getting a lot of bend on the pitch, and that actually started off on the inside part of the plate and finished off the outside corner. Getting a lot of experience out there in the circle with Jurado. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. So Arnado will be at first with 2 down for MSJ. Now it'll bring up O'Rourke. That's the top of the order. O'Rourke's grounded out and reached on an error. Again, MSJ needing at least 1 run here to get this game into the 6th inning. There goes the runner. The ball dropped in. Rezic, smart play. Yeah, don't do any more damage. Just eat the ball and concede the base has been taken. And again, MSJ has had a lot of base runners where they could get the running game going or see if they're going to be aggressive on the base pass, but they use the speedy Arnado out there, and she gets down to second, and I wouldn't really, I really wouldn't put it past, I'd send her to third. And at 15-0. Oh, right down the pipe, split the plate open for a strike. Good pitch with a lot of pop on it. So the third baseman, O'Rourke, will make contact. That's going to be that should be an interference call, and yeah, I think they're going to call. Yeah, they're going to award the out because the runner interfered with the shortstop, and I believe that would be the ball game. Yeah, you can't impede the progress of the fielder to get to the ball, and that's a good call. And that will end the game. We've been a close play at first regardless, but Leland and Gray with a 15-0 lead. They're going to confirm the score. I believe that this is what this is going on, is they're going to go and check the score out. But a very quick ball game today from St. Peter's Field. So after 5 innings of play, it's 15-0. And that last out was an interference call. Yeah, and they're going to have the umpires should get together. They're going to check the book is what they're doing to make sure that the books match up, and they'll call the game. And I'm just waiting for them to make sure that that's what's happening. Not that my book counts, but I have it at 15-0 also. Well, after some long division and some algebra and trigonometry, they decided it was 15 runs as there's a conflict in 2 books, but I had 15 even though I'm irrelevant. But a win for Leland and Gray, 15-0 over MSJ. Congratulations to the Rebels. Back to the drawing board for the Mounties. Get out there, support your student athletes, and on we support Munger Vision on PEGTV.